Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. I was at the grocery store yesterday and they had bone-in pork shoulder for $1.69 a pound. So I immediately grabbed the biggest one I could find, went over to the butcher and asked him to cut those into 2-inch steaks. Now, we've done pork steaks before on the open fire grill or Argentine bracero grill, but it's way too hot to do that right now. That thing puts off a hell of a lot of heat. So we're going to cook these on our Weber. So, going to do that tomorrow. All I have to do tonight is get these things seasoned up so we can get ourselves a good crust on this. So, simply a mixture of salt and pepper. They're here on a wire rack. Get them seasoned pretty heavily. These puppies are thick. This is a mixture of coarse sea salt, pepper, and Hawaiian black salt. Press that in. We will get the sides of these monsters. All right, these are going in the fridge overnight. We will see you tomorrow when it's time to get these on the grill and make an incredible mop sauce. We'll see you then. It is the day of the cook. We got the Weber set up here. I've got the bottom vent shut. I have a full chimney full of charcoal here. Let's get this lit up. We're going to let that go for about 15 minutes, get those good and hot, and then we will move on to the next step. So we'll see you then. It's been 15 minutes since we lit the chimney full of charcoal. Now we're going to get that dumped into our bin over here. Make sure those are good and spread out. We shall install our grill. And then our newest hoobie-doobie, this extender to keep those steaks a little bit further up off of that fire, because they're going to go directly on that. Lid goes on. Verify our vents are shut, because we want this about 250 to 300 degrees. We're going to give this 10 minutes to warm up, then we'll be back out with the steaks. We'll see you then. Our trusty little Weber's been preheating for 10 minutes. We're sitting right at 300 degrees. So here's the plan. These steaks are going directly above the fire on that extender. Now, if I find a point where I need to open these vents, once I do that, every 20 minutes, I'm going to rotate this lid about 1/3 of the way around to make sure that we get even heating, because if those vents are open, that causes a hot spot right under those vents. We don't want that. So we'll give this a look every hour or so to make sure we're going. Basically, with the exception of that look, we're going to let them go for 2 hours. And then we're going to start applying the mop sauce, which we'll make inside once we get these on. So our two big, beautiful pork shoulder steaks are out of the refrigerator where they've been sitting overnight. Looking good. And there we go, directly over that fire. So we'll be back in an hour to check on those. Then we'll get started on our mop sauce. See you then. We are an hour into the cook. The temperature has gone down from 300 to about 250. We'll take a look at the coals and see, maybe I'll just open up the top vent a little bit to try and bring that back up to near to 300. But I am dying to take a look at these steaks. This is the first time I've cooked this long over open flame. The Argentine grill is different. That is cooking over embers. This is cooking over lit charcoal. So let's take a look and see how we're doing. Not too shabby. Right now, both those steaks are reading at 136 degrees. The coals are looking like they have plenty of life left in them. So I'm going to bump open this vent about 1/4 of the way. I have it directly over the steaks right now. Each 20 minutes, we'll rotate this 1/3 to move that hot spot around to get even cooking. So, yeah, we're an hour away from applying the mop. So let's get inside and get that mop going. You know, if we left those steaks out there for another 2 hours, brought them up to 185, 190 degrees, brought them in, rested them, sliced them up, we would have a damn good meal. But damn good is not how we roll at the Galley of the Sun. We roll with extra spectacular, over-the-top delicious. So to do that, we need to make a mop sauce. So let's get over to the stove and do it. First of all, I'm going to get this saucepan on medium-high heat. And what the hell was I going to say?
Who knows?
Yeah, medium-high heat. I'm going to be adding a lot of ingredients. Worry not, dear friends. All of the ingredients, their amounts and directions are in the recipe. The recipe will either be down below in the description section, or you'll find a link to take you to our website where it'll be there. How about that? Okay, in goes the butter. Once that butter's melted, in goes the onions. Going to cook them for 3 or 4 minutes until they get nice and soft. We will go ahead and add a pinch of salt and pepper right now, because that never hurts. As those onions are cooking, this is a great time to remind you, you can find Galley of the Sun everywhere. You can find us on our website, where right now, as I film this, I have about 100 of our 400 recipes on there. I'm adding more every week. You can check out the things that we keep in our pantry, the cooking equipment that we use, and the equipment we use to film these incredible videos on our Amazon storefront. Give it a visit. We also have a Facebook page. Check us out there. You can even find us on X. Onions are looking good and smelling delicious. Now we go in with the garlic. Love that stuff. Give this a quick stir, let this go for about 30 minutes, then everything else goes in. And everything else is Spiceology's Achote, smoked paprika, mustard powder, brown sugar, your favorite hot sauce. Today I'm using Cholula's Chipotle Cremosa. Good stuff. Some W sauce. Diced chipotles and adobo. A sliced up lemon. White vinegar. Apple cider vinegar. Half a bottle of beer. I'm using Modelo's. Why half a bottle? Because I need to hydrate. Now we're going to stir this incredible mixture until we are sure that everything is good and incorporated and dissolved and it comes to a simmer. So once that does come to a simmer and I'm happy that all of the sugar's dissolved, I'm going to take that off the heat. We're going to set it aside. In the last hour of the 3-hour cook on these steaks, we will baste those things every 10 minutes. 10 minutes until we're done. So we'll see you back out there when it's time to start doing that. We're now at the 2-hour point. I had to dial in my temperature a little bit. The pork steaks are setting at about 165, 170 degrees. It is time for the first mopping. We will do this every 10 minutes. So let's take a look. So as you can see, they are looking pretty damn sexy right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our basting sauce here for easy access, our mopping sauce. We're going to get our mop dipped in the mopping sauce, because that's what you do. Then we're going to mop our steaks. And then we're going to flip them. And then we're going to notice that we mopped ourselves. That's okay. I got shot wipes. We will mop the other side. And then the cover goes back on the grill. And we will be out in 10 minutes to do it again. So I'm going to continue to do this until these steaks hit about 185, 190 degrees. Then we'll take them into rest. Then we'll be ready for some judgment. So we'll see you then. Steaks are off the grill. Steaks are sliced up. Director, eat steak, tell us how we did.
Yummy. Very tasty. I like it.
All right, must have been that mop sauce. Okay, good and tender and everything? Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So there you go. Directly over the flame. 3 hours in the Weber. And it's a winner. Hey, I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.